Hey there, my amazing royal watchers. I hope you're all having a fantastic day so far. Welcome to another episode of Untold Royal Secrets. It's your royal boy Ben back here again with another explosive expose that will have you absolutely gobsmacked at the sheer audacity and entitlement of our favorite California crybaby. That's right. Prince Harry, or should I say former Prince Harry, has once again embarrassed himself with the most pathetic whining interview imaginable, where he's actually blaming King Charles for his security woes after losing his court case and facing a massive 1.5 million backlash. I simply cannot believe the nerve of this man, and I know you're going to be just as outraged as I am. So now let's dive right into this absolute nonsense. Shall we? Harry recently sat down for an interview where he essentially threw the biggest tantrum we've seen since, well, his last interview. After losing his security court case, which cost British taxpayers a fortune, I might add, Harry had the gall to say that his father has lost him because of this security stuff. Lost him? Are you kidding me? King Charles didn't lose you, Harry. You voluntarily abandoned your family, your country, and your duties to follow your wife to California. The sheer delusion in this interview is mind-boggling. Harry claims it's impossible for him to bring his family back to the UK safely. Impossible. This man just went to Colombia and Ukraine, literal war zones and high-crime areas. But somehow the UK is too dangerous. What planet is he living on? He's acting like there are snipers on every corner in London just waiting for the Sussexes to return. It's absolutely insulting to the British people and our security forces. And here's the kicker, Harry already gets security. What he's actually whining about is that his security detail can't be armed. Oh, poor Harry. Taylor Swift manages to travel the world with private security just fine. Countless celebrities and dignitaries visit the UK without incident, but apparently that's not good enough for Prince Precious. He needs special treatment, even after slapping the institution of monarchy in the face repeatedly with his Netflix pity party and that vile memoir. Speaking of which, he had the nerve to say, of course, some members of my family will never forgive me for writing a book. Well, no kidding, Sherlock. You betrayed private conversations. You aired dirty laundry, and you made millions doing it. What did you expect? A warm embrace and a cup of tea? The absolute lack of self-awareness is staggering. Let's take a moment to contrast this behavior with our beloved Princess of Wales. Catherine has been going through genuine health challenges this year with her cancer diagnosis. Has she been doing whining interviews about it? Has she been using her illness for publicity or sympathy? Absolutely not. She made a dignified announcement, then focused on her recovery away from the spotlight. That's class, that's grace. That's what a true royal does in the face of adversity. Meanwhile, William has been the epitome of what a supportive husband and future king should be, balancing his duties with being there for his wife and children during this difficult time. No drama, no complaints, just quiet strength and dedication to service. The contrast with his brother couldn't be more stark or more damning for Harry. And let's not forget King Charles, who was also faced his own cancer diagnosis this year. Did he use that for publicity? Did he milk it for sympathy? No, he announced it, took a brief period to focus on treatment, and then got right back to his duties. That's the difference between those who understand what public service means and a certain gingerhead crybaby who thinks the world revolves around his grievances. The most infuriating part of Harry's interview was when he said, "My father has lost me because of this security stuff." First of all, Harry, your father didn't lose you. You walked away. You chose to leave. You decided that royal duties were too burdensome while royal privileges were still your birthright. The absolute audacity to blame King Charles for this situation is beyond comprehension. And then he has the nerve to say he wants reconciliation with his family. Really, Harry, is that why you keep doing these interviews, blaming them for everything? Is that why you wrote a book exposing private conversations? Is that why your wife continues to take subtle and not so subtle digs at the royal family? Actions speak louder than words, and your actions scream that you have zero interest in genuine reconciliation. Let's be crystal clear about what's really happening here. Harry lost his court case about security arrangements, which means he's facing legal costs estimated at around $15 million. So what does he do? Runs straight to the media to paint himself as a victim and shift blame to his father. It's the same playbook he's been using since he left. When something doesn't go his way, it's never his fault. It's always the mean old royal family or the nasty British press. What makes this particularly disgusting is the timing. King Charles is dealing with his health issues. Catherine is undergoing cancer treatment. The working royals are carrying on with their duties despite these personal challenges. And what is Harry doing? Making it all about himself. Not once in this interview did he express genuine concern for his father's or sister-in-law's health. It was all me, classic Harry and Meghan behavior. He actually had the audacity to say, "I miss the UK. I miss parts of the UK." Well, whose fault is that, Harry? You chose to leave. Nobody forced you out. You and your wife decided that royal life wasn't glamorous enough, that duty and service were too constraining for your Hollywood ambitions. You can't abandon your responsibilities and then complain about missing the perks. And let's talk about his claim that he would love reconciliation with his family. This comes right after he's basically accused them of putting his family at risk by not giving him the level of security he demands. How exactly is that conducive to reconciliation? It's like punching someone in the face and then asking why they don't want to hug you. The disconnect from reality is truly stunning. The most pathetic part was when Harry tried to play the victim card regarding his children, saying, "It's really quite sad that I won't be able to show my children my homeland." First of all, nobody is stopping you from visiting the UK, Harry. The government has offered you security, just not the armed protection officers you seem to think you're entitled to. And secondly, whose decision was it to raise your children in California, thousands of miles away from their royal relatives? Yours. This is a man who claims to want privacy yet can't stop doing interviews, who says he wants reconciliation, yet continues to attack his family publicly, who insists he's moved on from royal life yet still wants all the privileges that come with it. The hypocrisy is so thick you could cut it with a knife. What frustrates me the most, and I know many of you feel the same way, is how Harry has completely abandoned the values he once seemed to stand for. Remember the Harry who created the Invictus Games, the one who served in Afghanistan, the one who seemed to genuinely care about causes greater than himself. That man has been replaced by this whining, entitled shadow who can't seem to take responsibility for his own choices. And where is Meghan in all this? Conspicuously absent from this particular interview, but her influence is unmistakable. The victim narrative, the blame-shifting, the melodramatic claims, it all bears a signature style. Harry has transformed from a beloved prince who connected with people from all walks of life to a Hollywood puppet who speaks in therapy buzzwords and seems perpetually aggrieved. Meanwhile, the working royals continue to demonstrate what true service looks like. Catherine and William's recent engagements have shown their genuine commitment to their causes and the British people. King Charles has been tireless in his duties despite his health challenges. Queen Camilla has stepped up admirably, supporting her husband and fulfilling her own considerable roster of engagements. That's the difference between the working royals and the Sussexes. One group understands that being royal is about service, not celebrity. It's about duty, not drama. It's about putting the needs of others above your own desires. Harry used to understand this, but that man seems long gone. replaced by this petulant, self-absorbed version who thinks his security arrangements deserve international attention while people around the world face genuine hardships. The sad truth is that Harry's complaints about security are just a smokehook screen for the real issue. He cannot admit that he made a mistake. He cannot acknowledge that walking away from his royal role might not have been the right decision. So instead, he creates this elaborate narrative where it's everyone else's fault that he can't visit the UK. Not his own choices that led to this situation. If Harry genuinely wanted to visit his father or reconnect with his family, he could. Plenty of high-profile individuals visit the UK without armed protection officers, but that would require him to take responsibility for his choices and to face his family after all the hurtful things he's said and done. It's far easier to blame security concerns than to look in the mirror and acknowledge his own role in creating this mess. What's particularly sad is thinking about how Diana would view all this. She had her issues with the royal family, certainly, but she never abandoned her sense of duty to the British people. What do you think? We will see you next time